call the member for Wollondilly.
Thank you, Speaker. 2 out of every 3 workers in Wollondilly are associated with trades, labouring and machinery work attached to trades. These tradies are being hit successively into what I dubbed the tradie tax by successive governments and poor planning policies. The tradies of Wollondilly are forced to deal with many extra costs: the cost of travel, the cost of not being able to use our land due to developers down the road claiming their rights to it, the cost of missing the economic development, the cost of having no local infrastructure, the cost of having no schools for their high school students, and the cost of driving 40 minutes either way for a hospital, the cost of having no police area command, the cost of empty promises of ambulance stations, the cost of no public transport, and the cost of destruction of the environment through approval of mass developments. Add to this the rising costs of living that we all have to deal with, the common delays and costs of developments that hurt small providers, plus requirements that are old building standards that raise cost and provide little environmental benefits, such as the current basics requirements. With an area home to one of our highest representations of tradies, this all amounts to a tradie tax. It's not right that today you can build on one block a 20-bedroom home, but you cannot build 2 3-bedroom homes on the same block. It is not right that we cannot build small affordable houses, known as granny flats, on our land for our children and elderly parents. It is not right that our tradies have to travel up the M5 and M4 to work on the homes of people in Penrith, Parramatta and Penshurst, but they cannot do the same work in Wilton and Warragamba. It is not right that the major developers are able to put in thousands of homes with no infrastructure, while our land is used to justify their environmental destruction. Wollondilly has all the downsides of the new airport, but none of the employment opportunities, as the distance to travel for residents is unrealistic for a daily commute. The State Environment Planning Policy Precincts Western Parkland City 2021 has restrictions that defer development until the completion of information regarding the new airport. Wollondilly Shire Council area to the north, near townships of Silverdale and Warragamba, have large block sizes, and current rules prevent the building of additional dwellings on blocks that already have a primary residence, a law against granny flats by stealth. The flight paths are now released, and it's not viable to hold off any development within the SEP identified area beyond the local vicinity for the estimated 30 years it will take to complete for the full capacity. Further studies will not allow a workaround, and the information based on building requirements and planning could be put in place today to allow development. Further restrictions such as biodiversity offsets placed on individual landowners has also restricted land usage in favour of large developers. Landowners had these rights, additional building rights on land to allow granny flats until 2021, and these rights were removed overnight to favour the large developers who applied for the Wilton and Appin growth areas to be rezoned. The government allowed the developers to lead the strategy, and the result was a biodiversity offsets that were all placed on the land outside of the major developer lands, on private lands. The threatened community supposedly on this land, PCT 3616, covers more than half of Wollondilly. Much of the land's marked for biobanking is a dry sclerophyll forest which cannot be biobanked. Lands that are incorrectly identified as koala crossings are restricting landowners, while developer land has been cleared of any koala habitat. The mapping of land is procedurally unfair and is done to appease major developments in the Wilton and Appin area, while small landowners had their own land identified to offset this development. Legally supported by the government's own seed mapping website and studies, the Minister needs to step in and reverse both the restrictions through the Wilton and Appin growth areas and the State Environment Planning Policy Precincts Western Parkland City 2021, and allow our tradies to get onto their work in our area.